Okay. What is up, YouTube? It is me, HPJ here. I hope you guys are doing extremely well. It is the first stream of the new month. Welcome to July. It is July 6th of 2026 on a Monday. Thank you guys so much for coming in and watching my first podcast on the second channel because yes, I have now officially moved my podcast to the second channel. I know many of you are probably confused as to why the second channel now has the podcast. Don't worry, I will be explaining everything because I know a lot of people probably want questions. I have answers, and I'm not hiding them. Because I know many of you are probably confused. That's perfectly fine. I'm basically here just to tell you this. Oh, you know what? I think this is a regular dungeon. It is. Oh, so then you know what? I'm gonna do a regular dungeon like this. So yeah, I am. First off, let me just apologize because I'm already in the middle of playing Puzzles and Dragons. And I'm only really playing Pad right now because I'm trying to make sure that my second account is caught up. And speaking of second accounts, yeah, let's talk about that. So there's going to be a lot of changes. One of the major changes is that I moved my archive channel is now going to be the home of my podcast. So all my podcast stuff is moving over to my second channel. My first channel will no longer have the podcast starting as of this one. I'm going to move everything over to it so that way everything is right there where it needs to be. Because even though most people were not watching my content, I'm at least keeping obliged to my content and at least keeping it together. So there was a lot of conversations that I had. It's like, do you really want to do this? Do you want to move everything over? Is it worth moving over? The answer to that is yes. It is definitely worth moving over. I'm not changing anything. I legitimately just was at a point where I was like, okay, I kind of know what I want from this, but I just I don't really know if I wanted to move everything over and it just be peaceful about it. Because I'm not too happy that I have to move it over, but I'm moving it over because it just makes sense. And the reason why it makes sense is because no one's watching my content anyway. So move the podcast over to where it's already on the channel that needs the support. It needs the views and whatnot. So even if no one watches it, that's perfectly fine. Because my intentions initially was not to have my podcast ready. And I think also the thing too was that I was so focused on making the podcast such a main focus that I forgot the real reason why I made the podcast in the first place was for something completely different. So I said, okay, well, let's just move the podcast. Let's move the podcast to the other channel so that the other channel can feel love, so that the other channel has new content, so I'm not using it anyway. And that's essentially just what ended up happening. I moved everything over from the main channel to this. Now, I don't know about Puzzles and Dragons. I might just keep that there. But I think Dungeon Runs and stuff, I'm probably going to just have on its own, on the second channel. Because that's where all the gameplay and major things are on themselves. From there, I said, alright. And that's pretty much how everything has been. I haven't really touched much additional stuff after that. I think I basically just kept everything in one area and was just happy that it's now finally in one area. So that itself keeps things together. And then while we're speaking of YouTube, let's just talk about what's been going on with that whole situation. Because for those who don't know, recently I've been getting swamped with a whole bunch of comments about content on my main channel anyway, which was two of my most recent deck profiles. I did one for Fire Kings and the other one for what was it? Oh, for Mimi Ghoul. So the person, hold on, because I can actually look this up. left a comment on my mini goal video, confused as to why I didn't have Treasure Panther. I didn't know what a Treasure Panther was, so when this got brought to me, I'm just like, well, I don't know what this card is, nor do I have an interest in it. So Treasure Panther apparently is like a level 4 beast that's used for flip effects. But Mini Ghoul does that on their own, so why do I need another body? And for what it looks like this monster really doesn't do anything that I would want in the deck anyway. But people want to just find a reason to complain about what I'm running and not running. And I know some people are going to say, well, you should just ignore them. Well, it's not that easy when it's literally right there in the comment section. So, like, you wanted a response, so I gave you one. So now, I haven't heard anything from this, and I'm like, this definitely seems like a bot. Because I'm so sick of, like, bots and, like, these wannabes, I need some attention, Yu-Gi-Oh players, really just wanting to bet into this. Like, it's a difference if you want to help. If you're not going to help, then why are you even in the comment section in the first place? So at that point, I was just like, okay, whatever. So my simple response was like, I explained everything in the video. And just for the explanation for that to be, I don't have the funds right now to go be looking for every card in the goddamn tri-state area. And I was already dealing with, like, getting content made. And then also dealing with the fact that I was already, to me personally, trying to move stuff over from one thing to another. Like, I just had a really rough weekend, and I didn't need more additional bullshit. And I was just really just on a tipping bird of additional bullshit. So at that point, I said, okay, well, fuck it. Somebody wants to play games, I'm going to give them a game, and they can win stupid prizes. Then I got another comment on the Fire King video that I posted. And this one was from, and I swear to you, this is their name. Matt's the bony fucker. Horny fucker. Or horny effer. But they tried to be funny with it. And it was like 2355. So I'm like, okay, so now we're just using like random spur accounts. So this one got mad because, oh no, you don't have any Fire King units, which is a key piece for the Fire King deck. But I didn't know that because I haven't played Fire King. And how long? Quite a long period of fucking time, ladies and gentlemen, because I had not touched this shit. And when I finally picked up all these goddamn cards, I didn't know there was a loop in it. So I'm looking here and I'm like, okay, well guess what? I don't have this card either, and I explained that in the video, not once but twice. But it seems like everyone's whole thing is just to skim through the videos and not listen to the people actually talk about shit. So I was like, okay, well since we're not listening to the videos, I just made a major post that said, any more of these comments like these, we'll have your comments not only posted, so the whole world can see how stupid you are, that you did not listen to any word that I said, even if you just skimmed through it. And then on top of that, like, I am going to block you and remove you for these stupid comments, because I just don't have time for it. I'm at a point where I'm basically just going to cut the comments off and say, fuck it. And I know people are like, no, don't cut your comments off. Like, no, it's my channel. If I want to cut the comments off, I'm going to start cutting comments off. I'm tired of it. I really, really am. So, that was basically a good portion of it. So then, shitty 4th of July weekend, because, of course, never doing this shit again. Like, I'm just going to make my own food, cook my own shit, and then just be done with it. I had a nasty... oh my god, let me talk about what I bought from the store, because it was so gross. I had bought, a container of lettuce, spring mix, but I didn't realize the spring mix was not like a typical spring mix I normally would have ordered, or would have bought. It had like the essential, the reds, the greens, but then it also had like herbs in it, and some of those herbs were really nasty, and I didn't like them. And they were ruining just the whole thing. So I ended up having to throw it away. I'm going to have to throw away my cucumbers too, because my cucumbers were not hidden. And it's just like, how did I miss all of this? Like, I'm mostly prone to making sure that, like, when I buy my food, there are no misses. Everything hits. So for me to have, like, missed all of this was really just damning. And I was just like, oh yeah, no, I'm not doing this again. And then on top of that, it was like, well, where's all this chicken that said was supposed to be cooked? There was no chicken cooked for me or cooked in conjunction. So I just made my own food. Like, I got up, I made my own chicken, I was gonna make my own chicken, but I couldn't find the wings. And I was gonna make french fries, but then my french fries started burning. And I had to eat 2 sets of french fries because my french fries were not, my french fries came out horrible. No, my french fries came out fine, but then I was still hungry. And then it's only 3 something. Yeah, it's almost 4. So about 5 o'clock, I'm just gonna go in there and make me some pasta and make me the rest of my chicken. So my chicken, I know it's gonna take longer. The pasta's gonna take long only because it's pasta. So I'm gonna have pasta and chicken for tonight. And then just like the next holiday, I'll just be more prepared. I'll just buy some more small frozen stuff so I can keep that together and then just like circumvent everything to where it's cohesive. Because it was just not a cohesive meal. And I think it was simply just because of how many things were just falling apart for me. So I was just like, okay, it just is what it is. I need to check on my turnips while I'm at it. I'm also playing Animal Crossing right now. And I was having like a big debacle because there's 4 Animal Crossing characters. I don't want in my town right now. And I'm trying to get rid of them. Robin, Pongo, Grizzly, and I forget what the other one is. Oh, Rocket. And it's just like, I don't like the gorillas. I don't care too much for the bears, like the big ones. I don't like Pongo. And I don't hate her, I just don't like her. And then I really want some variety in my character lineup, but I was looking through like the Animal Crossing villagers that are possible to come into Animal Crossing for New Leaf, and I was like, oh wow, there's so many various options. But it's harder to get rid of characters than it is to get them. So it's like I have to deal with that. I wish I had the e-reader cards. Because that's something I should look into, is like getting e-reader cards and then being able to have the characters come and e-read them instead. Because I want Apollo, just a whole lot of characters I want. Apollo and Whitney, not because of their relationship, but because I really do want Apollo and Whitney. And it was like a couple other characters too. Like a lot of squirrels, a lot of cats. But I only have like 4 spaces that I want to invest in this. So I'm just like, great. Just great. But I do also regret having 2 of my characters because I miss Flora. Flora was the character I got rid of when Grizz came. And I hate Grizz. Because I think it's like they want to balance everything out. Like, I don't want to balance it out. If I want a jock character, I'll go look for one. Like, let me look for the characters again. Stop trying to, like, have people come. And it was like all the ones that were coming, I just was like, oh. I was just like, oh, okay. I guess this is the thing. I was just like, So yeah. So yeah. It was just like, oh, okay. So yeah, I was just like, oh, okay. Well, I guess this is the thing. So then I went from there, and I was like, alright, well, yeah, that was just like 4th of July, just 4th of just busted. And then at that point, I was like, okay, so what are these I want to do? I want to live with Rye, you can say right here, sweetheart. Like she said, oh, I want to live with Kennedy. Sorry, now I'm switching over to, it's weird, I have Spiral music in the background, but I'm playing it, no, you're fine where you are. But I'm also, like, sitting here playing, Tamagotchi's Life. Oh, my friend is celebrating his 5-year anniversary. My friend Fernando and his boyfriend Josh, they are celebrating their 5-year anniversary. I can believe in 5 years they've been together. I'm not going to follow a question. What is something you see doing? Nope, I rather not say. Sorry, Josh. It was funny though, because I did just make Josh and Fernando in my Tamagotchi life. I also have to do a new haircut on Josh too, because Josh has a whole new haircut. Mm-hmm. Edit. Josh's haircut. And it's now slick back. So, let me see if I can find this way. I don't see no hair in the back that Josh has. Okay. Right, yeah. So yeah, that was like one of the big things too. And then you slipped and fell. Who's me? You're doing yoga. Jalen, go help your father. So yeah, it was just like, okay, things happen. So then at that point, I said, okay. Yeah. So that was before, that was Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. The 4th of July weekend was pretty much just that. I need to finish more Legend of Zelda game. I need to finish Link to the Past. I'm taking way too long. I really am. And I need to also figure out like some other stuff too. We only have like maybe three more weeks left before I have to go back to work. So that's the thing. So yeah, it hasn't been really much. I know a lot of people are probably expecting like some big things. It's just really not big things right now. Do you have a moment? What is it? Why are you guys trying to get these damn bouncy playground rides? No, I don't want that there. I will move it. I'm gonna move it. And why do you want it on a beach? It makes it no. It looks stupid. It really does. No, we're moving this right away. Where's my island building? We're moving this right away. We're gonna move this. I'm not sorry, because why do you want a playground item on the beach? I moved it. You want it so bad? No, come on. You wanted this so bad. Here, queen. There you go. You wanted it so bad? Bam, there you go. Bouncy toy. So anyway, yeah, so that was like all the little stuff that I wanted to like. I have this. I have that. So yeah. Like, sorry, this game just does so many stupid things. What's in the food area? Mashed potatoes. Okay. I guess I don't do this. I haven't had no urge for mashed potatoes. I'm not a mashed potato either. I like my french fries. Really nothing. Is that the Peter Griffin outfit? Oh my god, yes it is. Well, the slacks are not Peter Griffin green. And they have like this outfit. Really good for Tana. I had this blue mistress shirt. I like that. And these bottoms. I wish they would let me like make my own colors for stuff like this. Oh, Misty Bog. Oh, this is from Spyro 3. You have to flag me. People were talking about that game too. They were like, what things would you like to see in the new Spyro game? And somebody said, I like to see them try to do more world elevation than in the last game, which is true. I would like to see more of that as well. Ooh, a steampunk set. Too bad I'm poor as fuck. I might buy that. Where's the pawn shop? So, yeah, there was conversations about fucking kangaroos. Why do you need kangaroos? About it. And I was like, I would like more worlds like Misty Bog, where we get to see these really cool worlds, and we get to explore a different side of the planet in Spyro's universe. Because remember, Spyro, I think it was Sheila, and then that said it, that when the dragons left and took their magic, a lot of the world started to not have magic. And I wonder, was the dragon's magic that potent that it was ultimately like the big thing that was needed to keep the world together? Because to me personally, I think that was probably a good selling point in Spyro 3, where you did get to see these different areas and parts of the world that the dragons had not explored, because the dragons themselves left. And to be very fair, like, knowing the history of the dragons, I was like, oh, that makes sense that the dragons left. And that the dragons didn't. Like, it was so odd, but it was like, oh, this makes so much sense. So it's like, maybe I wish the dragons didn't leave, because that would, like, have been really cool. Where is... He's right here. Dude, why is he sad? So, yeah, I was like, oh, like, this would be really cool. And we really did get that. So, yeah, I was like, oh my god, that's really cool to see. Because Misty Bog was one of those areas. So it's like, wow, this is really cute. This is really funky. And plus, they were like haikus and stuff. And I think they were fireflies. Yeah, they were fireflies. And the enemies were like creatures you would see in the bog. And remember, the only other bog level we ever had in Spyro was in Spyro 1. So I was like, oh yeah, this makes so much sense. So like the different areas where like these different characters were, this makes so much sense to have it. And I was like, yeah, it makes so much sense. It's like one of those areas that's like, wow, this would look really cool if things were different. So hopefully in like Spyro 4, A Realm Beyond, we do get new additions to it. Word on the street is Crash is next. And that they say Crash might be getting the game, but I am just holding my breath for Crash 5, because after what happened with Crash 4, which I found not being Crash 4, I've only played enough of it, and then I stopped. I was just like, I guess. And I was like, I don't know. Crash 4 was weird. Crash 4 was like Crash 2's difficulty, but it was just so demanding. Also, I'm changing Cam's clothes. I want you to have this. You'll probably hate it, but I don't care. Let's see what you look like in it. He hates it. Shit. Okay. It didn't. Okay. Well. Okay, well, he'll live. Anyway. So, yeah. I was just like, oh, I guess this is the thing. Where am I at? Where is me? Oh, I don't know, but I'm about to fill up this fountain. So, yeah. It was like a whole lot of stuff, and I was just like, okay. Well, if the Crash rumors are true, then let them be true. But I want to hear confirmation. And then, with Spyro already being a thing, it's going to be crazy to see Spyro get the game first and not Crash. But that's also just like, oh, I want this party set. But now it's just like, oh, I guess that's going to be a thing. So, yeah. Then from there, really, I really don't have, like, any major... Oh, yeah, no, there is another major one. Mario Kart World got an update. We got a longer knockout tour. 2 of them. And then, oh, I'm getting a sheep costume. Oh, we got a sheep costume. We're about to go bad. Nice. That is awesome. I just want to say hi. But, yeah, yeah, I really was just like, oh, that's cool. Not really, but that's cool. And then, Yeah, sorry. My head hurts my ass. But, yeah, no. It's just like small things in it. And I was like, oh, okay, well, this is a nice update. It really didn't fix much, but it's like, oh, okay, this is nice. So they added 2 longer knockout tours. Um, One is stretching from going through the ice levels, going into the into the fire area, and then the other one is just a trip from the coast into um, more of the central area of the island. I kind of agree with a lot of people. I was expecting more, maybe like another outfit or things, because Donkey Kong is coming up on a full year, and we hadn't got nothing from the new Donkey Kong game for Mario Kart. Well, Donkey Kong only has one costume, and it's like, what is going on? Like, I don't get it. I really don't. So, yeah, it was just really stupid. It's like, I just don't have time for it either. So I felt them on that. And then, um, yeah, I really just want more costumes. And maybe some more worlds. But then I hope they don't do like what they did with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And they wait so long. And then they're like, oh yeah, let's drop all this new stuff. And then, oh, by the way, like a whole year later, here, new Mario Kart. Because, like, we don't have. It's just like, okay. Like, I'm still trying to play that game, but, sure. Whatever. It's just like, I get so irritated with Nintendo. I really do. And then Sony just announced that after 2028, they're not doing any more physical games anymore. It's like, well, when have y'all been doing physical games and physical cartridges? Well, physical CDs. This is kind of just like, damn. So I guess we're all just getting ready to go into the digital age now. And it's like, F you to game preserving and gamekeeping. It's like, that was the whole reason why a lot of games and a lot of people were keeping that with games. Was because games were physical. So, that's like, And Nintendo's kind of already on that path. Because they really hate trying to release physical copies. It's like, oh, you kind of already did this to yourself. So, um, what other things? Not really much. Not really much has been a big thrill to me this past couple of days. Like, I played this, I did that. I'm playing this, I played that. And I'm in June. I'm in January. And July. Sorry, my brain is all over the place. So, yeah. So, I guess that's about it, guys. I don't have any much else to add to this. I'm about to get up, take a quick little shower, get my stuff ready for my pasta and my chicken. Well, it's kind of still early for that. I'll probably wait a whole another hour. So probably about 6 o'clock. But knowing my family, most people are probably going to cook before me. So probably about 5:36 or something. Yeah. Well, okay, guys. I'm just going to end things here. But it's been nice talking to you. So thank you guys so much for coming to today's podcast. Which I can't believe, 21 podcasts. Yay. No, 51 podcasts. Oops. Sorry, I don't want to have another issue where I misnumber my damn podcast. Because I've been doing that lately. But it is what it is. I will catch you guys next week, which is the 13th. So yeah, the 13th. Either the 13th or the 12th. It depends on which one I feel like doing. And I'll just keep you guys posted with things there. So thank you guys so much. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. And I'll catch you guys next week. Alright, HPJ, signing out. Take care. Bye-bye.